vice gripper type of pistol shit. I pistol whip when I'm pissing the shit. She's the reason lyrics get completely explicit. West bread, yes, she throws up the digits.
His grind thirsty, the Prince. I should have said for the Goonies and the Tribe, but it just didn't fit. Cash Only sounded better right there. If I had the whole stage, I'd step up and see walk to that shit up.
Oh, you gonna make me choke.
Hot ghetto mess in the flesh. Yeah. So, women's walking around in they butt naked. Yeah, baby. Give me some of them goddamn flesh dumplings. Gluten-free, preferred, yes.
I like the gluten. I like the gluten.
I like gluten. So, the liquor and the marijuana speaks, and we beckon unto its call. So, senselessness on the intro, as usual. So, now, greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back. Another episode of BUB-IT, the Oddkast. Has been another extended hiatus due to unfortunate circumstances, but we in this bitch now. Black Yayo, I guess he wasn't available, but maybe on the next one. We're about to run it. You are in tune with the bad example. The boy Principal Black 10, a.k.a. Lamar Latif.
Your boy Big Plex.
And we are absent the beneficent Black Yayo, Brother Darkness, saving the world, spreading darkness all over the world. But it's all good. Notes, very noteworthy. I entered the game today at an impressive 3 times the legal alcoholic limit.
New high score. New high score.
So, brother, how has the COVID-19 pandemic been treating you?
Like a motherfucker. I'm ready for the murder hornets, the meteor. I mean, fuck, we had that earthquake a couple of days ago.
I didn't feel shit because I'm usually drunk, but carry on.
Shit, it was damn near around the corner from me. I live in the valley, so that shit was like epicenter.
You live right by the tectonic plates. You will be feeling every bit of all that shit.
Yeah. Apparently, I do, because I didn't know there was one that where it let off at. I didn't know there was one there, and it was like, oh, okay, so we doing this today, okay?
Yeah. Sir, that is what we are doing today. That's what it was letting you know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes, sir. You had to ask. You know what I'm saying? Rocking and rolling. I am in, as always.
Are you in shambles? Are you in shambles right now? As always, I am in shambles.
I can't even say final, but I am in the continuing stage of self-imposed penalty, and yes, shambles and long purgatory. It feels like solitary confinement, but it's all good.
At least you social distancing, right?
Yeah, on everybody except for the jacket, I like his social distancing skills isn't really, what I'm saying, noteworthy. His social distance skills are like non-existent.
So it's just social. It's no distance.
It's social when I'm trying to sleep, basically. It's social whilst I'm trying to sleep. But yes, we are back. We got our talking points today that kind of usher us into a question. Where are we going?
Why are we here? What is happening?
Yeah, that nigga, yeah. All that shit, so for the talking points today, number one, I want to start with, we're talking about the second wave of outbreak, or the alleged second outbreak of COVID-19, or my favorite way to say it backwards for Asarima, Divock 91. The bitch is supposed to be coming back. What are your thoughts on the probability of such?
Shit. Honestly, I think it is gonna come back. Well, I read in the paper. Now, I don't know how great this paper is and whatnot, but I heard that the human body is mutating it as well, and it's going to make it a little harder for vaccines, so people will get it a second time.
Damn. So even if you had it the first time, you can get sick from.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is right now, because I mean, it's still new for a virus.
Right.
So I'm hearing that the antibodies that we make they seem to be fading from our system quicker than they assumed initially.
Right.
But I mean, it's a strain of the flu, so we ain't got no cure for the flu. Everybody get hit with the flu once a year, pretty much. So this is just a little bit harder. Not to play it down or anything like that. This is just a little bit harder situation of the flu. It's like the flu on steroids.
Right.
You know. As far as the deaths and all that stuff that they talking about, I mean, I don't know what to believe. I hear that, one party is just putting, COVID-19 on any type of death. Then I hear that no, they're not. And so I don't know, but all I know is people do die from it. That's a fact, and that's where I'm gonna stay on that.
Yeah, and with that, also the whole, the government made it, but I don't give a fuck. Mind your conduct, nigga. I don't give a fuck how it got here.
It's here.
I don't give a fuck if it's real, if it's the enhanced flu, if they being honest about it. Something is going on. You know what I'm saying? Something is going on. You know what I mean? So the second wave that I'm hearing about coming, of course, it makes sense if it's contagious. And you get it by coming into contact with people, fluid. I guess it's airborne for a certain amount of time. We don't really have the true schematics on what it is. As far as as commoners, all we can do is go on what we're told. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So all we can do is take whatever's being reported for granted or take it serious. But the riots and the protests based on and this is not to say nothing against the riots or the protests, but just the fact that they happen, that's an opportunity for more people to infect others.
Absolutely.
Some states, jump to opening shit up, which I'm not here to say, what makes sense and what don't make sense. A lot of people, I notice a lot of the well-off are like, it don't make sense to open up. Excuse me, but they're more or less well-off.
Yeah.
Then you got people who their employment and shit was affected by this. So they more like, fuck that, I got to get to work. Like, what the fuck I'm going to do? It's not like our country, we love the country, but let's be fact. It's not like the officials, let's be factual. The officials of our country do not have a plan to take care of a person, you know what I'm saying, multiple Americans who just can't work right now. They don't have a plan. And a lot of people say they're just not willing to usher out money. Like Canada, from what I understood, did some decent shit. They forgave, from what I understand, bills.
Yeah.
Our said, no. We ain't forgiving a goddamn thing. What we'll do is give you a break to accrue more debt. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different kind of. It's not really relief. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at clubs that bars that opened up, pools that opened up, certain things that still are open. That's apt potential for spread. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I believe that a lot of the protests and regardless of protest and riot or riot and protest, whatever you want to call it, I think that has something to do with the reactivation of it. Not to say that was a wrong thing to go out there and protest. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think that has something to do with it. I think that people are fed up at this point too, so they're just going out and not taking as much precaution as they did when they first came to be. So it's just a matter of time, you know, before it was gonna have a second wave.
Yeah, that it's just a rock and a hard place. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, with the protesting shit, again, yeah, we don't speak against that. We understand all that. You know what I'm saying? We support peaceful protests, but as tribals, we also understand outrage. You understand what I'm saying? We understand fed up. We understand violence. I mean, I'm not, and I know you're not here to applaud that, but let's not act hypocritical and act like we don't understand what that is. You
No,
see what I'm saying?
absolutely, absolutely. And that's what I was saying. I wasn't saying it. I wasn't throwing shade to that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying that I believe that some of the extended spread was exacerbated from some of that. You know, then you had places opening up early. You had some places, businesses that didn't want to have their stuff closed up. You know, it's a mix of things. You know, people at one point will get fed up, especially if they ain't getting no assistance from the government. And let's be honest, the assistance that they gave, most people use that in the blink of an eye and was like, okay, now what? So
yeah, yeah. It's it's just a rock and a hard place, bro. Because this is the thing, and I know we're talking about the coronavirus and everything, but ultimately it all ties into one because this is what most people who be on that don't disarm the public and your Second Amendment right, that's what they're talking about. The abuse that the police have been practicing, and it's just more, it's not that it's more prevalent, brother. You know that. We both from the Los Angeles ghettos. Anybody from any ghetto in the world know that that is not nothing new. Black people, Hispanic peoples, all across the world in America and in America know that that's a real thing. Abuse at the hands of agent of a system, but it's not that it's more prevalent. It's just that everybody got a fucking camera, a cell phone with a camera on it now, so you can see it. It's more in our face. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So people don't want to be disarmed because of shit like that. The more advancing proof of a government getting bolder and manhandling and subjecting their constituency to pretty much a slave state. You got that. You got people out in the streets protesting peacefully. You got people out in the streets tearing shit up because they upset. You got the example Seattle. What do they call it? They call it is it Chaztown or something? Whatever's going on out there, the militia that took over however many blocks,
oh yeah,
you know,
yeah, I heard about that.
held up out there. But some of the reports out of there is that shit is just basically a smaller commune that has same humane savageries. I don't like to say inhumane, because I believe all this shit is humane, the good and the bad and the ugly. It's all human shit. Nothing's new under the sun. Any act of violence or human violation is not new under the sun. So even with that, I guess then just the ideal was good, but if they're doing the same shit that they were originally fighting against, now you have become the monster that you hate. You see what I'm saying? So what's the use? We don't like this in Chaztown, so we're gonna mob beat the fuck out of you in the middle of the goddamn street and drag your ass to the borders. What's the difference? You see more examples of black militia groups armed coming together, like the NFAC. I know you've seen and heard about them, right? I
Yeah,
believe they're in Georgia. Uh, all this shit is it's empowering to a black person like me to see it. Uh, it's terrifying for a person who may not be black, white specifically. You know what I'm saying? That's okay with the typical norms in America. These are the voices of the people who say fuck COVID-19, open back up because we're capitalists and the stop of money flow is going to affect us immediately. I don't know what will affect a communist country. You see, I don't know what would affect a socialist society or nothing like that. But I do know capitalism. You stop that money flow, the shit starts breaking down real quick.
mm-hmm.
And it's not widespread to where we're in some kind of already post-apocalyptic America or even a pre-apocalyptic or apocalyptic America. But those cries and worries and fears are being expressed. People are vocal about this shit online. You know what I mean? And the more that we come out, it's either submit to what you're being told to do. You and I happen to be what's called the essential worker, so we're still working. Okay, so we're blessed. We're lucky in that aspect. The motherfucker who makes sandwiches at Subway may need that money, my nigga, and he's not considered essential.
That's when it becomes get down or lay down. Everybody hit the flow.
You got people who were within the realm of the criminal world and straightened themselves up and became straight and now working and doing regular shit in their life. They're a little bit quicker and apt to jump back into go hook up and get hooked the fuck up, and it's on. Mm-hmm. But you also have people who are not accustomed to these kind of stresses and pressures. People who ain't never had to do it from the bottom, even to the level of us, and we ain't never been Skid Row. We done been like in sort of the homeless car before, but we ain't never been Skid Row homeless. We never seen that level of desperation. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So there's some people who don't know any level of desperation, and they might not, just because their life has been regular and held together, we don't know their mental state. This might be a motherfucker that'll go in daddy closet and get that rifle and get to work right now.
Hey, what's Samuel L. Jackson say in the Avengers? All they needed was a push. That's all they needed was a push.
Yeah. Now, you a motherfucker, ooh, that's strong, sitting on Capitol Hill or sitting behind that big mansion or them towers and them walls, you're not going to necessarily see that desperation or feel that effect right away. But, hey, like Rampage, what's my nigga, Bill Williamson's? You know what I'm saying? No goddamn vigilante, terrorist, anarchist right now. That can happen.
Yeah, yes sir. Yo, it's the ugly. I'm about to break it. Man, fuck that. Check it out. Power and momentum. Vocal bullets bring the host to your building. Same time, feed the souls of your children. Closed minds get exposed to the vision. Same time, double-edged sword to the throat of the serpent and kingdom. Kinda hard not to walk in the blues. Hard to walk the avenues with